I
You're
believe in
gonna send
underwear.
me
It's
some.
not
I'm
something.
not paying you for underwear. You're gonna send me
Oh
some.
yeah, no. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, the first model we're gonna release is called the A game.
That's
And the A
fantastic.
game is a slim fit model, short legs, because it's need to fit under a pair of suit pants the way suit pants should sit. Right. And when you sit down and you have your long ass boxer that go halfway down your thighs, what do you see through your pants? You see the bottom of your underwear. It's ugly.
It's
So
not a
we
good
cut
look.
them short, slim fit. Yep.
Are you gonna
So
branch into socks as well?
no, not yet. Not yet. But no, I'll stick to underwear. Everybody needs it, and it's a fun product. So, but everything I learned, I'm pouring into this brand. I'm figuring out like, okay, if I tell this story, does that work? Or I tell that story, does that work? Like, I just want to experiment to see what actually hooks people onto it. Because like, who wants to spend $20 on a pair? And the second of all, like, who wants to buy merino underwear? But nobody knows that merino is the most antibacterial material. It holds to fit best. It fits 4 seasons because it can breathe and it adjusts to your body temperature. Put that in a pair of cotton underwear on 100% humidity day, and the competition is pretty clear who's winning.
Wow.
So nobody knows this stuff because nobody tells the story. Again, it's just tell your story.
It reminds me of the sheeps that we had at Brooks Brothers. That remember the
Yes.
story? Was it they had straight hair or curly hair? The sheeps.
Curly hair, curly
They
hair. Yep.
curly hair, and then all the other sheeps that the industry was making sweaters from had the straight hair. And if I'm
Exactly.
remembering this right, we had to go invent new. We own the entire species of these sheeps. Like we
Yeah.
own all of them. And we had to go invent new looms because the looms that existed, were only for the straight-haired animal, and this was for the
Exactly.
curly-haired animal. And they had to go in and do this, and it was amazing because we never told that story anything like as much as we should have, right? And we were out marketing a $300 wool sweater when the rest of the world, Uniqlo and whoever, $50, $59. But the truth is, ours would last like until the end of time, and they would just mold to your body and this and that. And we never told stories like that, like anything like as much as we should have. It's fascinating.
Yeah, and it's sad. Like a brand that lasted for 200 plus years, it lost the capability of telling this simple story that we going against the current, we're doing our thing. Yes, it's going to cost you more, but it's like a tag oil. You can give it to your son afterwards. He won't even lose his check because of how the wool is done. Like, no, we never told that story. Like, how do you want somebody to believe in you unless you can be completely transparent about why you did it and why you're
Yeah,
different?
and I remember the one year, our boss Claudio, he was interviewed. I think it was CNBC. Asked him, look, cashmere sweaters are hot this year. At the time, I think J. Crew had a, I don't know, $99 one. Club might have had a $79 one, and they said, Claudio, you're out here asking $400 for a cashmere sweater. And Claudio had this phenomenal answer, and he said, look, I don't know how long $99 cashmere sweater is going to last, but I do know how long my $400 cashmere sweater will last. And I know that because I have customers that have been buying them from me for 20 years, and they still have the ones that they got 20 years ago. And that was
Yes.
such a fantastic answer. And then the poor guy asking the question, what can you say to that?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, he really closed the loop on that one. It's love that when you actually understand and appreciate the story behind something and the value of why somebody put all their effort into creating that product, you willingly pay the price.
Yeah. You're bringing me sort of full circle to this whole conversation, and you can measure everything today. Basically, you can measure pretty much anything you want to measure. But what's interesting is that as there's every conceivable way to talk to somebody, it just gets that much harder to measure where the actual lift is coming from. I've had basically to resort back to, yes, you look at the channel specific KPIs, and yes, they're all important, but you have to today ladder that back up to a very, very old school ad to sales ratio, right? Because, yeah, you can
Yes.
attribute things
Yeah.
however you want. It gets really muddy, even with the best systems and best analytics and insights people. It gets muddy. So you're basically having to ladder this back up to just an old school ad to sales ratio to see right track, wrong track, And if it's right track, okay, what's working and go do more of it, whatever. But I've basically gotten, into many different sets of KPIs, like, like, hey, is my Amazon media, it's working. I'm advertising on Twitch or on Prime Video or on Thursday Night Football. Is that providing a lift out at Costco on the weekends? I mean, you can connect some of those dots today, but that's not something we were looking at 2 or 3 years ago. I'm just curious your thoughts on just how that part of the business is going.
Yeah, I find it really weird sometimes, like how we are so curious about the data. Because again, to me, it goes a little bit back to often, like when I work with Google a lot and Meta, and they always say,